Hi everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're doing well. I am quite good. I'm back from Vegas. We established that yesterday. And I'm pondering a topic that was making the rounds at Big 12 Media Days at Allegiant Stadium. One that I don't really buy. I just don't. I can't wrap my mind around it. And today I'm going to explain why I don't believe this version of the rumor of Florida State and Clemson coming to the Big 12, and why I also believe it could actually be going on behind the scenes. First, your reminder, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the thumbs up, leave those comments. It's all appreciated so much. Everything helps the algorithm and reaches more and more people. So make sure you're doing all that for us, please. And we're sponsored by Mail Red Golf Clothing. Check out the link in the story. So one version of this rumor is that Commissioner Brett Yormark is using this venture capital to go buy Florida State, Clemson, maybe North Carolina, and Notre Dame. I don't buy that. First of all, let's make this very clear. The Big 12 is never going to put another program on a pedestal above the others, as it did with Texas. It was a fatal flaw in the conference from day one, and it's actually kind of impressive that the conference lasted nearly 30 years, 28, and in that form with Texas. It just doesn't work. You can't do that. But I do think there might be something going on here. And because of this, first of all, I kind of believe that the Big Ten and SEC are a little bit cool on expanding right now. First, you look at Florida State and Clemson, the two that are really aching to leave the ACC. They don't really fit the Big Ten profile. And from the SEC perspective, you have South Carolina in the same state as Clemson and Florida in the same state as Florida State. And I honestly don't think those two schools want their in-state rivals in the conference, period. So that puts Florida State and Clemson in an interesting position. They want to leave, but it might be the only place that wants them is the Big 12. And here's why I believe this actually could have something to it. I don't believe the Notre Dame thing. There's no way I see Notre Dame coming to the Big 12. They'll end up in the Big Ten eventually. If Brett Yormark pulls that off, make him commissioner of the world. Is there such a thing? There should be if he does this. I can see them selling Florida State in particular on this. Come to this conference. You will always be an equal at the table, something you will never be in the SEC or Big Ten. You can go ask Texas A&M and Nebraska, two proud football programs, how that's worked out. They are still outsiders in their conferences more than 10 years later, 15 years later. They still don't have much power. And believe me, as these conferences get bigger and bigger, at 20 schools, those schools that have lorded over their conferences are not giving up that power. Whether it's Alabama and Georgia in the SEC or Ohio State and Michigan in the Big Ten, you will play second fiddle to them constantly. You wouldn't in the Big 12. Now, I know the money's less, and that's probably where this money raising, this investment is coming from Brett Yormark, trying to even that out a little bit. But you wouldn't be coming in at the same money, basically, you're getting in the ACC. I know that's what the numbers are now, but you add your brands into the Big 12. And it's the only tangible thing left out there that can really add substance to the Big 12, is bringing in, let's just say, Florida State, Miami, Clemson, and you can pick the other one, Virginia Tech or whomever you want, North Carolina. You bring those schools in, it helps, and it does boost it. So I think the Big 12 can sell Florida State on this. Florida does not allow you in the SEC. Well, if you have Florida State, Miami, and UCF in the same conference, you guys own Florida more than Florida. Now, the SEC is going to push back on that because they think they rule over everything. I'm just going to say there's really only one place these schools can go to and feel like they're important, feel like they're completely wanted, and feel like they can accomplish what they want at that place. Because Florida State, you just saw how you will be treated by the Big Ten and SEC. You just witnessed it with how you were not selected for the playoff. Come to the Big 12 and that won't happen. Maybe the money will be less, but your presence will help build that money. And you'll be part of something tangible. And yeah, maybe going to the big house or going to LSU Stadium, whatever that's called, is really cool, but you're going to play great competitive football in the Big 12. You're not going to roll in and dominate anyone. And you will share a conference with other programs that can play at your level. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure it will or not. I just don't believe the current form of the rumor, but I know this. Brett Yormark does not shy away from anything. He is selling the Big 12 to everyone, maybe even Notre Dame, even if it will never work. We'll see what it shakes out here. Keep an eye on the ACC, and we'll wonder if they really are not wanted by the two other power conferences.